All right, welcome everyone to the very first audio deep dive from the Art Business Podcast. This is a brand new series we're doing, especially for all you art students and aspiring artists out there.
Okay.
And basically, in these deep dives, we're going to be taking a single source,
Okay.
like an article or a study or whatever,
Right.
and we're going to extract the absolute, juiciest, most valuable insights for you guys.
I love it.
It'll be like a cheat sheet to becoming, art world savvy.
Yeah. Yeah.
So for our very first deep dive,
Mhm.
we're going to be tackling a question that I know a lot of you guys are probably thinking about right now,
Okay.
which is, do artists still need gallery representation in this digital age?
It's a good question.
Like we've got Etsy, we've got Instagram, we've got all these different ways to sell your art online.
Right.
So do you really need that gallery anymore?
Yeah. Right.
Well, to help us figure that out, we're going to be dissecting an article from artistcloseup.com
Okay.
called Does an Artist Still Need Gallery Representation? So whether you are out there dreaming of having these amazing solo shows in fancy galleries,
Yeah.
or whether you're like, no, I'm going to build my own online empire,
Mm-hmm.
this deep dive is going to help you understand the pros and cons of each path.
Awesome. I'm excited to dive in.
Me too. Let's do it.
All right.
So one of the things that I found really interesting about this article
Yeah.
is that it really acknowledges this huge shift that's happened in the art world
Oh, yeah, for sure.
because of the internet, right?
Absolutely.
It's given so much power to artists
Mm-hmm.
to control their own careers in a way that they just couldn't before.
Right. It's taken away that kind of middleman element of it all.
Exactly.
Which I think is really exciting
Yeah.
for up-and-coming artists.
Yeah, so let's unpack this whole rise of the independent artist thing.
Okay.
One of the big takeaways from the article is that, with platforms like Instagram,
Yeah.
artists can market their work directly to collectors.
Mm.
They can build a following. They can even make sales, all without a gallery taking a cut.
Which is huge. Right.
I mean, it's huge. It's like having a megaphone and a storefront
Yeah.
all in one.
Right in your pocket.
Yeah. And the article even mentioned a few specific artists oh gosh, I'm totally blanking on the name now.
That's all right.
But anyway, this artist basically built their entire career on social media.
Wow. That's amazing.
It is. It really is.
And you know what I think is really cool about these online platforms?
What's that?
They let artists control their narrative.
Oh, interesting.
They get to choose exactly how they showcase their work.
Right.
They can share their process. They can engage directly with their fans. It's
It's more personal.
way more personal. Yeah. And they can build that loyal following
Yeah,
much faster than they ever could before.
that's true.
It's almost like they're building their own little mini museum,
I love that. That's such a good way to put it.
Yeah.
Okay, but the article also reminds us that, galleries, they haven't gone extinct.
Right.
And for good reason. There are still some pretty compelling reasons
For sure.
why an artist, especially one that's just starting out, might want to consider partnering with a gallery.
Definitely. I mean, think about the time commitment alone.
Oh, yeah.
The article cited a study, I think it was from the Art Business Institute or something like that,
Okay, yeah.
that showed that artists with gallery representation actually spend something like 20% less time
Wow.
on marketing and all that stuff.
That's a lot of time.
Right. So basically, galleries can handle the business side of things,
Yeah.
like the marketing, the sales, even the, schmoozing at those fancy art parties.
Yeah, all the stuff that a lot of artists don't necessarily enjoy doing.
Exactly. Frees them up to just focus on
Which
creators.
is what they should be doing, right?
Exactly.
So, and then there's also the whole reach thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, you can totally build a network of collectors on your own,
Mm-hmm.
online and everything. But galleries, they already have those established clientele lists.
Right. They've got that built-in audience.
Yeah, and they have a reach that's just
Hard to replicate.
it's so hard to replicate independently, especially when you're just starting out.
Especially, yeah, and that can take years to build up on your own.
Totally. And then the author brought up something else that I thought was super interesting.
What's that?
They talked about the prestige factor.
Oh, yeah.
Imagine you're a collector
Yeah.
and you're scrolling through Instagram
Mm-hmm.
and you see this amazing piece.
Right.
Let's say it's $5,000.
Okay.
You might hesitate a little bit, right,
Yeah.
to drop that much money online.
Sure.
But then imagine you see that same piece
Yeah.
hanging in, prestigious gallery name.
Oh, wow. Okay.
It instantly adds this level of credibility
Yeah, absolutely.
because that gallery has already vetted that artist.
Right. It's like a stamp of approval from
Free-
the art world.
Right. So, yeah, that validation can be so invaluable,
Mm.
especially early on in an artist's career.
For sure. For sure.
So,
Yeah.
what does all this mean for you guys out there listening
Right.
who are trying to figure out your own paths?
Yeah, well, I think the article's main point is that, like,
Yeah,
there's no one-size-fits-all answer, you know?
it's true.
Working independently, working with the gallery,
Hmm.
they both have their advantages.
Yeah,
The best path really depends on, like, your individual goals, your personality, your working style.
totally. It's a really personal decision.
Absolutely.
So the article did offer some, like, specific advice
Okay.
for both paths.
Yeah.
So if you're leaning towards going solo, they said it's super important to start building your email list early on.
Oh, that's a good tip.
Yeah, because that way you're not just relying on social media algorithms,
Yeah.
to get your work seen.
Right.
You've got that direct line of communication with your fans.
Exactly. Build that connection.
Yeah. And then if you're aiming for gallery representation, they said, do your research, find galleries that really align with your style, with your values.
Right. Make sure it's a good fit.
Yeah, because it's like a partnership,
Yeah,
right?
it absolutely is.
So that's something I want all of you guys to think about.
Yeah.
If you were building your art career today,
Mm-hmm.
what factors would you weigh most heavily in choosing your path? Let us know. Hit us up on social media. Use the hashtag #ArtBizDeepDive.
Love it.
We want to hear from you guys.
Yeah, let's keep this conversation going.
And if you want more deep dives like this, make sure you subscribe to the Art Business Podcast. We'll be tackling all sorts of topics designed to help you navigate this crazy, exciting world of art.
Awesome.
So until next time, stay creative.